let's get into it. So probably if you're here, you want to improve your dating life, you want to get dates consistently, you want to attract high quality women, and you probably want to do so without wasting too much time and without sacrificing your work. Because probably if you're an ambitious guy, you have some work to do, right? And so that's what we do here. And congrats on joining this live webinar, number one, because I mean, you could be doing anything else, right? You could be watching a football game, you could be outside just getting drunk, you could be whatever, but you're here on this webinar, so props to you. Myself, I don't know if you know my story that well, but I mean, I was like you guys. I mean, I don't know what level you're at. Maybe you're getting a few dates or you're getting zero dates, or maybe you feel like you're kind of relying on luck and you don't have a strategy. Well, I was like that. Like I didn't really have a strategy when I was younger. I was kind of relying on luck. I was I didn't really know what to say. Whenever I met like a really beautiful woman, I I didn't know how to move things forward. I was a bit confused. And I went from that, like kind of a shy guy, relying on luck, being nice, etc., to actually having predictable success and really getting dates whenever I want. Just yesterday, I mean, yesterday I went out. We had a great night. One of the best clubs in Estonia. I live in Estonia, by the way, in Tallinn, Estonia. Highly recommend visiting. And we went to a club with some friends. And just yesterday, I pulled an amazing girl, and we were like a few hours ago. She was here, like just 7 hours ago. She was here. She slept here, and that's what happens when you know what to do. And I do that almost every time I go out. It's been a long time. I mean, I've been going out for years on end, and I've done this like hundreds of times. Maybe not. I mean, yeah, we can say more than. I mean, I'm not gonna say I pulled and had sex with like 500 girls, but I did have a lot of experience pulling girls from nightclubs. Probably a lot more than I'm not gonna give you a precise number, but a lot. I've done this a lot, and now I know what I'm talking about because I'm actually teaching this full time. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm doing. And I've done this while growing my business. I mean, if you guys have been following my business, it's been growing pretty well. And I've been traveling the world and been going to the gym. So you don't need to sacrifice your friends, your family, your work, your fitness because of this. You can absolutely crush it both in dating and in business, in everything. Now I'll let Chris introduce himself. So I'm doing this webinar with Chris. We're actually tag teaming on this webinar, and it's actually the first time I do a webinar with someone else. And I wanted to quickly let Chris introduce himself for those of you who don't know him. So go ahead, Chris.
All right, guys, how's it going? So my name's Chris, and I actually saw someone is from Quebec City. Actually, I'm in Montreal. So, how's it going from Montreal? And yeah, I mean, a bit about me. Um, I was a bit of a natural when I was younger, but I had a bad breakup when I know it sounds very young, but around the age of 14 or 15. And it sent me in a really bad downward spiral. I was a happy kid, but then around this time, I got really into drugs. I was depressed. I was anxious, and as you can see, I was 110 pounds on the left. No joke. I was literally 110 pounds at 5'10". I was smoking weed every day. I was doing cocaine and ecstasy and all this sort of junk that is no good for anyone. Hanging out with complete losers that I don't miss at all. And I've completely changed my life around. So now where I don't drink at all, I don't do any drugs, and I'm living a crazy life. Like sometimes it's hard to believe actually that I'm even throwing parties here in the Hollywood Hills, as you can see on the left. I'm doing crazy cold approach adventures. I mean, maybe even some of you in the group here have been on some cold approach adventures with me. I'm not sure if your previous bootcamp clients or anyone, but yeah, and also like if you could go back a couple slides,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that.
I've
I,
been
I
doing
lost control of the.
seminars, making
Yeah.
5 figures a month. I've also yeah, no worries, no worries. Me too. Okay, I think in a few seconds I'll be able to gain control. My internet was messing up. What's up from London? Yeah. Also mastering multiple musical instruments, getting high level academic credentials, and I'm also in amazing shape consistently. I work out year round. I'm never ever out of shape. I've never been out of shape in the last 10 years, not even once. I maybe put on a little bit of weight, but even then I was still strong. I was still hitting the gym. I'm extremely consistent with that. So I have this very well rounded life, well balanced life. And I've also helped a ton of other people do this stuff too with mastermind groups like the one you guys might be in if you're in our school group, if you're in our dating accelerator group. I've also run a ton of seminars. I've done seminars across North America, even in LA, and at some pretty exclusive locations. And I've done live infield training. I give super hardcore live infield training again across North America, and I've got people mind blowing results. Literally a few days ago, so it wasn't. Yeah, it was last Sunday. I had a client pull twice in the same day, and it's one of the first times he's ever pulled from a nightclub. It might have been his
Yeah.
first time, or it might have been in his first 2 or 3 times. Gorgeous girl, gorgeous, pretty girl that anyone would want. Feminine, pretty, petite, and he pulled twice in the same day. So
Mm.
once from day game and once from night game. So
Yeah, that was
I'm
Simeon.
really, really good at getting. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Simeon, and I'm
Simeon
good at
from
getting
Montreal. Yeah.
other people. Yeah, I'm good at getting other people results too, and that's really the biggest part of this, because that's what we're here to help you guys do.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Chris and I we met actually multiple years ago back in Montreal because I was living in Montreal 5 years. I was studying there. I was studying in a business school there, and we met. We met in. I remember we met in kind of it was a dating event, and then we became friends, and then we went out together for a while, and then we kind of went both our own ways because I moved from
Mm,
Montreal, then I moved to Europe, and he stayed in Montreal, and so while I was getting mentored by some of the best in the world in Europe, he was also getting mentored by some of the best in the world in North America. So we were like kind of getting mentored by various mentors all over the world, and then now we're kind of reuniting again. Can you request again? Actually, it popped up like I saw you requested remote control,
there you
and
go.
I couldn't approve it. Yeah, I'm approving
How's
it right
that?
now. I just approved it. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, welcome for the
Cool.
guys who just joined, Ron and everyone. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you here.
We got
So
someone from
basically,
London.
yeah. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. A lot of people are
Nice.
joining too. I mean, I know some people get confused with the time zones, so it's fine. But yeah, so far, I mean, we've introduced ourselves a little bit. Now you know what Chris is doing. I mean, me and Chris, we've been going out for a long, long time. We've been wingmen for years now.
Mhm.
And yeah. So anyways. The systems that we're going to show you here, I mean, they work for pretty much anyone. It doesn't matter if you're young, old, black, white, it doesn't matter where, like your height, whether it's 5'3" or 6'4" or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like if you take action and you actually, you know, do the thing, you will get results. Now, obviously, some people have more ease than others. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, a guy who's 6'4" looks like Leonardo DiCaprio, has a multi-million dollar mansion and like a good car or whatever. Obviously, he's gonna get a bit more results and more ease than a guy who's like 5 foot, fat and poor and whatever. Obviously, but you can all get results. There's level to getting results, but you can all get some sort of results even if you're starting from the really the bottom of the bottom. And yeah, and the thing is, you need to have efficient systems in place. I mean, systems are everything, guys. And this is not going to be some weird pickup artist bullshit that you see on the internet. This is not going to be some mystery cringe like sequence with some canned lines and memorized pickup shit. It's not going to be that, okay? And if you're looking to paint your nails and put some weird hats and dress weirdly and go to nightclubs and recite some lines, this is not going to be the best webinar for you. So I just want to say that right off the bat. Now, what we're doing here, it's more systemized, it's more pragmatic, it's more based on, things we've tested ourselves and things that are truly getting you results without any bullshit or some cringe, gamey stuff. So that's one thing. Now, maybe, I mean, Chris, do you want to take the lead on this, on the systems?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So about that, I mean, this stuff, it's as quality men here, we want to be keeping women, right? We want to be keeping these high quality women in our lives. And we want that to come from a place of realness and authenticity. And a lot of these pickup artist guys that are doing these old school lines and routines and so on, they're not keeping women in their life a lot of the times because they're basing it, the attraction that they get, the women that they get are following them, are following their lead because of some false persona that they've created. So what we have here are brand new systems. These are field tested time and time again from multiple people, multiple data points, so to speak, and scientifically proven methods that only a few hundred men are aware of. So they're using them, and as we're speaking, to get the girls that they've always wanted. So there are a few things that you need to learn if you want to get the systems correctly. So one, right now, guys, take lots of notes. We're going to go through the things pretty fast. We have a lot to cover here. So please get out a pen and paper, get out your phone if you're not on your phone, take notes on your phone, take notes on your computer if you're on your computer. Actually listen, because otherwise it's just going to be another mental masturbation. It's going to be another, you could just watch a video and just do nothing and get nothing like you've been getting. I mean, if you've been getting nothing or just getting the same results that you've been getting, if you actually want to improve, guys, actually listen, actually focus like it's a university class, okay? The second thing you want to know is focus on this presentation. Close off all your tabs and windows so you don't get distracted. Turn off your phone, put it on silent mode, and focus. Just be here with us for 30, 60, 90 minutes, however long it ends up being, and just take some time to invest in yourself, okay? The third thing is that you have to stay till the end to completely understand how all of this works and to get all of the bonuses, okay? We're not just gonna give you everything here at the start. We're not done yet, okay? This is a linear progression and it builds up as we go, okay? So it's not that long, but it's gonna be very entertaining. So it shouldn't be hard to focus, okay? We're gonna give you the real value here. It's gonna be value packed. Next thing you want to know, ask questions and participate in the chat box. I want you guys telling us where you're from, what kinds of problems are you facing in your city. If you're in London, you're in Munich, you're in California, wherever you are, Calgary. Okay, so participate in the chat box. We want to hear from you guys. This is a webinar. Otherwise, you can just watch the replay, but you're here for a reason, okay? Because you have Limo and I on the call, okay? So we'll answer some of the questions at the end, and we might even unmute you if you want to ask an intelligent question and you want to participate and you want to actually stimulate and add value if you're quick with it. And again, speak how we're speaking. Confident, loud, clear, enunciated, quick, to the point, okay? So yeah, before we start, type in your dating goal type in your dating goal below in the chat for this year. What's your goal?
Yeah, what's your goal, guys, real quick, so that we're clear about, okay, what do you guys want to achieve? Because obviously, I mean, we can show you a bunch of things, but we just want to make sure that it's aligned with your goals as well. So what is your goal, real quick? Just in a brief sentence, like, why are you here? What motivated you to be here? My goal this year: get laid more consistently, rack up consistent options. This is Eric.
Guys.
Christian, biggest problem? Getting to know some like-minded driven guys.
Okay. You're in the right place, man.
Yeah, Georgie, dating multiple girls, finding the right woman for serious relationship. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing you're here also, Georgie, because the thing what a lot of guys don't get is that if you really want to find a quality partner one day, you probably have to date a bunch of ones first. A lot of guys want to settle into a long-term thing from a place of scarcity, but it's very important to cultivate a lot of options first and get those reference experiences. So great that you said that.
Meet more women. Get my phone filled.
Meet more women. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we kind of all have the same goals, I guess. I mean, it's just like dating more women, finding potentially a long-term partner that's a high-quality partner at some point, connect with like-minded guys, like network with cool guys, and all of that, getting high number of dates per year, finding girls, having a deeper connection
quality partner.
Yeah. I mean, we all have the same kind of goals here. It's kind of the same thing. We see the same themes. So thanks for sharing that. Appreciate your participation here, and let's move on. So now that you shared your goals, I just want to share with you this quote about goals, right? You don't really rise to the level of your goals. you usually fall to the level of your systems. And this is not me that's saying that. I'm not the one saying that. I didn't come up with this quote.
Mm-hmm.
That's James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits. So if you haven't really read this book, Atomic Habits, I highly recommend reading that book. It's a really great book about habits. And the thing with goals is that we all have a goal. Maybe you want to make multiple millions of dollars, or you want to be a billionaire, or you want to, have, models around your arms, like a Dan Bilzerian lifestyle all the time, and just fly private jets and whatever. But the thing is, a goal is just a goal, right? But what's going to get you to your goal is the practices and the actions that you're going to engage in, that you're going to engage in to get those results. So systems, basically, because goals are good for
Write in the
setting.
book. Write in the book. Write in the comments if you've read Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Yeah, write it down. I own it and have read it twice. It's an awesome book. Yep. Yeah, Mark, I agree. So goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are best for making progress, right? And that's why I always say losers only have goals, they only have a wish, but winners have actual systems that are going to get them there. So you have to think of your career, your business, your health, your finances, your relationships, and everything as an interconnected system. Everything works together, and your dating life is no different. Your dating life is also an intricate web of interconnected systems that are working together, right? You have cold approach systems, you have online dating systems, you have social circle systems, you have date setting systems, which is like how you set up the date and how you conduct the date. And some of you have these systems, whether you know it or not. I mean, it's just unconscious. Some of you have maybe the bad systems, but you have some sort of a system. When you text a girl that you don't know, you have a system that you've made up, but maybe it's not optimal. Maybe it's just like the wrong system. Maybe you're not doing it efficiently. So we all have systems, whether we know it or not, but it's all about optimizing those, because consciously or not, we all have something. But that's one thing. And in this presentation, I'm going to show you how to master all these different systems, because at the end of the day, if we're honest here, at the end of the day, there's only 3 ways to get dates. It's either going to be cold approach during daytime or nighttime. So you're going to meet a girl during daytime, like in the street, at the gym, at the grocery store, whatever, or nighttime. So nightclubs, bars, venues, etc. Or it's going to be online. So online, you guys might have tried Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, whatever. But the best is Instagram, in my opinion. Once you master it, you can still use Tinder and all of that. And then social circle. So social circle also is very important. And those are only the 3 ways universally. It doesn't matter if you're in the Philippines, Bali, USA, Europe, Africa. It's always going to be that, right? No matter where you are. So you got to master those. And you don't want to be the guy who's just like a one-trick pony, because if you only use online dating as a crutch, then you're going to be very limited, and you're always going to be missing something. So you have to be full stack. Now, I don't want to go too much over my story, because I know that, I mean, some of you guys know it already. I know that some of you want just like the nitty-gritty detail. You want to go straight into the value. But yeah, just a quick thing, okay? Just 1 minute. I just want to say that myself, I mean, I've been kind of a natural. I mean, it's not like I was like a super crazy geek nerd guy who didn't get laid at all in high school and who was like just, jerking to porn every day. Like I wasn't like that. Like I was still getting laid at 13, 14, 15, but it wasn't necessarily with the best women that I wish I had. And I was kind of relying on luck. Like I didn't really have a strategy. I had a pretty great social circle. I was pretty social. It's not like I was this loner who doesn't have any friends or whatever, like you see on YouTube. I still had friends. I still, went to parties, whatever. But I was kind of relying on luck, and I didn't want to rely on luck. I wanted to have like kind of a strategy. And so 10 years ago, I had this girlfriend in high school and we broke up, and I really thought she was the one. Like I was really kind of in love with her. I was a bit in scarcity because she was one of the hottest girl in high school. And I'm sure you guys can relate to some of that. I mean, I'm sure you guys had a breakup sometime, or you had a girl you truly liked and it didn't really go as you wished. And that really motivated you to learn about seduction, to learn about dating, to improve yourself as a man. And this is what happened to me. And Chris, I mean, we had this conversation with Chris also earlier. Like he also had that. I know, Chris, you also had a few breakups, and that also motivated you to improve on this, right? So so
Definitely.
that's yeah.
Can I
So I'm
just talk
sure.
about that very quickly?
Yeah.
So for me, I had two or three major breakups in my life, and all three of them impacted me, pushed me further and further towards this kind of content, this kind of way of thinking about things, and this kind of way of doing things. So I myself too, in high school, I dated two beautiful girls, but one of them, like the first one, when I broke up with her, I fell into complete scarcity. I was chasing, and I realized, I was like, why isn't what I'm doing working anymore? Before it was weird. I could get girls, but now I didn't know why what I was doing was wrong. Like anytime I would go for a girl, she would be repulsed by me because I was in scarcity at this point. And I didn't understand how to, kind of not just pump my state, but build myself up, keep myself in abundance, have those options, and put myself in the right situations and take the right actions. Same with the one after that, and same with when I was 23, and I actually thought I figured this out, but no, I lost everything. I lost my abundance, and I had to go back into doing things like this. And then that was when I truly, truly sort of cemented this personality, this way of doing things, these systems, and actually taking care of this area of my life. And honestly, I've never gone back truly, because that one was so painful when I was 23, especially because I was arrogant and cocky and I thought I had this figured out. I went back into scarcity, and I had to build myself up once again. All of these breakups pushed me down so far that I had to build myself up back again, and I became so much stronger. But now, the stuff we have here is the best way to do that, right? Is the best way to do that. I wish I would have had this kind of structure, these kinds of systems when I had my breakup at 23, especially when I was 23, because I would have saved so much pain and heartache and blood, sweat, and tears, basically.
Yeah. Let's move on real quick because there's so much, so much to do here. So I will quickly move on. But basically, I'm not just a dating guy or a guy who's just interested in dating. I mean, I started my first e-commerce business when I was 18. I went to business school. I started investing in myself very early on when I was younger. So I started becoming interested in business, dating, fitness, etc. when I was younger. And yeah, after the breakup, I became deeply passionate about communication, psychology, etc. And I took my first boot camp when I was literally 18, 19. I put everything on my credit card. I barely could afford like rent and some food, but I still paid it because I believed in myself. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to figure this out and I'm going to do it. And at the end of the day, I just realized, like, now that I've invested so much money into myself, I just realized that it's just money on a screen. Like, honestly, money comes and goes. It's always going to come and go. You're always going to have money coming in, money coming out. But what matters is who you become as a person, and truly like the things you learn, because those things nobody can take them from you. So really that's the most important thing. Now, I'm not going to go too much into my story, but I made multiple six figures in e-commerce before the dating stuff. I was also a model for some time. I also appeared in the Canadian national TV when I was in Montreal for a seduction documentary that I've done with one of my other business partners at the time. I'm also a DJ. I own many pages on Twitter. Maybe you guys are familiar with some of these pages, like Playboy Secrets, Playboy Systems, stuff like that. And since then, I've dated hundreds of amazing women, traveling the world, etc. Literally yesterday, I just pulled a girl yesterday from a nightclub. It was great. And I wouldn't have gotten all the results that I have today if it wasn't for all the things I've learned from mentors, from wingmen, from the people, the coaches I've learned from. So that's it. And I still host bootcamp till this day. It's not like I'm just sitting behind my computer talking on camera like this. Like, I'm actually going out all the time and doing this, like traveling the world, helping clients in real life. I meet my clients in real life every single 2 months on average. Like, I do a bootcamp and I meet them in real life. So anyways, I mean, Chris, maybe you can, if you want, you can talk a bit about this, because I know we talked about this, and then I can go over.
Sure, yeah. You mean the section or about boot camp?
No, this section actually, yeah, this section. But Chris
Yeah.
too. I mean,
So
you, yeah.
yeah, I also teach boot camps, and honestly, it's one of my favorite things to do. And again, I think a lot of people who get sucked into this industry, they'll do boot camps and they'll start and they'll be really, really sharp. And then they'll just kind of get lazy and just go to the business side of things. But Limo and I are constantly sharpening our skills, actually out there, actually boots on the ground, so to speak, like in the field, doing this consistently. I was out last weekend. I have one in 2 weeks from now also. And people tell you that when you get the feedback that we get, it's very it's very gratifying. So, okay, moving on. For most men out there, the dating scene can feel like a never-ending hamster wheel, and that's a little bit of kind of what I'm feeling in the comments here too. So let's see if is it controlling. So
Yeah.
it's always the same cycle, right? So whether you're employing cold approach tactics, swiping through dating apps, running around, spending all this time on your phone, it all boils down to the same damn cycle, right? So you're swiping and approaching, girls are flaking, losing interest, they're falling out of your funnel. If you're lucky, you'll meet a girl who's really into you, but you'll spend some time dating her, and then the girl will start showing signs of sorry, you will start showing signs of neediness, and the girl will pull back and lose attraction. I guarantee, look, yes in the chat or whatever in the chat, some kind of engagement in the chat, if you've experienced something like this, right? This happens to guys where they get affected emotionally by their lack of options and they move on after a few weeks only to go back to ground zero.
Yeah, and you're not
So you're
alone. I
certainly,
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I'll just
Georgie's
go over it because
experienced
it's my
this. It
face.
seems, yeah,
Yeah.
no, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, so Georgie, 1 second. I'm just gonna check the chat a bit because I appreciate you guys commenting. Read it once, like a serious reread. Okay, Georgie, yes. Yeah, guys, I mean, look, I've been in this cycle so many times in my life before where, you just get confused, right? Like you go and you swipe and then you go on dates with like average girls and you waste a bunch of time and you feel like it's always the same cycle and you're kind of caught in the same loop, right? And that's what we're gonna solve today. Now, I highly recommend also reading this book, Work the System by Sam Carpenter. This really also allowed me to systemize my business and also my health. I've been working out for years like Chris. I've been working out for almost 10 years now since I'm in high school. And having systems for your health, for your fitness, for your body, everything is very, very important. Now, I can guarantee you that if you're not getting at least 3, 4 dates a month, if that's your goal, it's probably because your dating systems suck and the practices you have are not optimal. It's not entirely your fault. I mean, it's not really your fault because the thing is, they're not going to teach you this anywhere really. I mean, it's hard to get those. It takes years to figure shit out. And so unless you've been really like us, like you've been fortunate to have great mentors and coaches, etc., it's really hard to gain this knowledge and these systems. And nowadays, the dating market is honestly skewed. I mean, you see with social media every day, like hot girls are getting a lot of attention. Hot girls get messaged every day on dating apps, on Tinder, on social media. And nowadays, really, I mean, if you're an average guy, you're going to be at a clear disadvantage compared to the guys who have their shit together. And the game is getting harder and harder, and especially now with all the technology that's going on with AI, with all of that, and with the improvement of social media and the internet. Really, I mean, it's going to get harsher and harsher for the average guy to compete. However, in every obstacle, there's an opportunity. And the thing is, if you can capitalize on that and position yourself the right way, and you can learn the right systems, then you can actually win. And I like to say that there's kind of a sexual Darwinism taking place today. What do I mean by Darwinism? I mean that basically right now, really, it's kind of the theory of evolution by Darwin, where the big fish. Oops, 1 second. Some fucking guys. My fucking assistant calling me. Okay, no problem. Sorry about that, guys. Quick. You can see that I'm real. I'm not AI. You see, I'm a real guy. Calls from my phone. This is not pre-recorded. So so there's a sexual Darwinism taking place. What are you doing, Chris? Did you? Okay,
Sorry, I don't think I touched
okay,
anything.
all good, all good. So basically, yeah, I was just saying right now the dating market is getting harder. the big fish are eating the small fish. The guys who have their shit together and who have systems are getting all the good girls and the girls who are high quality. And the guys who really don't have a strategy are just scrapping by and getting left with kind of the crumbs, the leftovers of the dating market, the sixes and the fives and the fours and the fat girls. And really, I mean, you understand hypergamy. I think some of you have been in the game for a while, and maybe you understand the concept of hypergamy. But basically, hypergamy means that, women, they want to basically get the best men they can get. Like, it's kind of their mating strategy for most women. They just want to be with the highest status guy they can find. That's kind of their strategy. And because of hypergamy and because of social media and dating apps, etc., this basically this whole evolutionary mechanism, which is hypergamy, has been reinforced. Like this, women have been more hypergamous than ever because of that, because of social media, dating apps, the fact that they can have unlimited options nowadays. And that's why since 2008, actually since the rise of Tinder and dating apps, the number of sexless men under 30 has literally tripled. It has tripled. And it's sad. And that's why I'm here, is to show you guys that there's a way to actually solve that as well and have a lot more options. So this training is for guys who, are kind of single usually. I mean, if you're here, you're single usually, and you're kind of unhappy with your relationships. Maybe you think you're okay with girls, like maybe you're doing okay sometimes, but you know that you could do better. You know that you could do better, and you want to attain that next level, basically, because there's a next level. So that's kind of who is this training for. And, listen, most guys are getting shitty results. I mean, maybe they're going out and approaching women, but it's not going anywhere. They create multiple accounts on dating apps, but it's not going anywhere as well. They go to nightclubs and get drunk and wait to be confident enough to just approach. And they're just like procrastinating, watching videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and mentally masturbating to YouTube videos. And that's why most guys are not getting results. And society is going to tell you that you need to get a good job, get a nice house, get shredded, etc. And until you have that, then you're not going to be able to get girls. But that's not true. I mean, you don't need to have a good job. I mean, I was literally broke when I started dating, and I was still dating girls. You don't need to have a nice house, a nice car, be jacked. You don't need to have that, but it helps. It definitely helps. So obviously improve your value, but don't listen to what society tells you. It's not about looks. It's not about money. It's not about being jacked or whatever. There's so much more than that, right? And a lot of people will tell you, oh, just be yourself. If you ask girls, I mean, I've interviewed girls yesterday. Yesterday, I was in the street and I was just interviewing girls. If you saw my story on Instagram, and I was asking girls, what makes a man truly attractive? And they're gonna tell you, oh, just be yourself, just be nice, just be confident. Yeah, just trust yourself. And they're gonna give you some generic advice. And if you just ask anyone, they're gonna tell you that, like, oh, just be confident. Oh yeah, just be yourself. But does that advice help you? Probably not. Like, okay, yeah, be confident. Okay, cool. But it's not really pragmatic. So I'm here to give you pragmatic advice on how to do things. And a lot of people will tell you, if you've been in the space for a while, in the dating space, they're going to tell you to only follow one thing. Like, oh, just do social circle. Social circle is the magical answer. If you don't do social circle, then you're a loser, and cold approach is dead. Online is dead. Just do cold approach. Just social circle. Or you have some cold approach maximalists who are going to tell you like, oh, it's just cold approach. Like anything else is just garbage, just cold approach. Or Tinder maximalists, like, oh, just Tinder and that's it. Social circle is garbage. Cold approach is garbage. That's it. But the thing, guys, the truth is everything can work if you work it. And it's a combination of all these things. You don't want to be a one-trick pony anyway. So that's the thing. So it's not about looks, it's not about money and stuff like that. It's about having a strong frame, number one, a strong understanding of yourself and female psychology, and having the right systems and having the right practices. You don't need to
Can
be.
I just add to that
Yeah.
last one too?
Yeah.
If you go back to the cold approach one, the social circle. So with this guys, like the guys that say, "Oh, just do social circle," they get like social circle is great. Obviously, all these things are great. They're all just ways. They're all just like um, lead generation strategies, right, and retention in some ways. If you're talking about social circle, but The guys that only do social circle and never do cold approach, they never get any bad feedback. So they're not as, they might be quite calibrated, but they're not as strong in their frame. Guys that only do cold approach, because they're always gaming at a disadvantage, they kind of stop realizing that they're attractive, and they always feel like they have to overgame, and it can become a bit try hard. And they never realize that they could just be around, some cool friends and female friends and attractive women that they're interested in dating, and they don't have to overgame or do too much because the odds are stacked in their favor. So you're missing out on these other aspects when you're not doing one of these things. If you're just a cold approach guy, you're probably going to get a little bit weird. If you're just a social circle guy, you might get a little bit soft and you might become a bit of a pussy, and you might be missing out on opportunities, say when you're going about your day-to-day life, or when you go to a nightclub and you're too afraid to approach because you're over calibrated because you're there with your social circle. So don't discount
Exactly.
these different areas because they all help each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you want to be full stack, guys. It's never good in any area to be too like single. Like it's like in business, in business, if you only do if you only know how to do, like, let's say, outreach on Facebook, and you don't know how to run ads, you don't know how to do copywriting, you don't know how to shoot videos, you don't know how to do whatever. Like, you don't want to be just like single, like a just I don't know how to say it, like monotask, right? Like you want to be able to be to have a lot of skills under your belt so that you can be very versatile. No matter what happens, you can adapt, right? And that's what you want in any field. So anyways, I'm not going to get into this too much. I'm just going to skip a few things, guys, to make it just to make it more pragmatic. We talked about the pickup artist shit and all of that, and how, most pickup artist guys, they're just putting on a facade. And really, I mean, it comes from a foundation of neediness. And usually they end up disappointing the women involved. Like, they're not real. They're just putting on a facade, and it shows after a while. So that's one thing. So we want you guys to be truly high value, and we want you to come from a position of true strength and power and character with women, not just reciting lines or just not being yourself, and that's the main thing here as well. Now, a few thoughts about how the dating market works. So, as you know, I mean, the dating market in general, like, worldwide, it's kind of like any market. There's an offer, there's a demand. Men like us, we want to have the most desirable women. We want to have sex, have beautiful families, procreate with beautiful women. And women, same thing. They want to get the most desirable men. So there's an offer, there's a demand, and in any market, some products, some companies, some brands are more valuable than others. For example, Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be more valuable in terms of his sexual market value than a random guy in the street, because he's famous, because he's good looking, he has money, etc. So you have to start seeing yourself as a product in the sexual market. You are a product. Every one of us here, we have a certain predetermined grade, kind of on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, some of you, maybe you're a 7, you're an 8, you're a 9, maybe you're a 10 out of 10, I don't know, but we can all improve. There's no 10 out of 10, actually, because nobody's perfect, but we all have a certain value, and value is very subjective. I mean, a girl can say, oh, this guy is a 9, and another girl can say, oh, this guy is a 4. So it's very subjective. However, as a man, you need to work on improving your value all the time, because if you want to attract high quality women, like the premium women, top tier ones, you got to position yourself as a top tier option as well. And I like this analogy. Really view yourself as a sports car. Like, you don't want to be a Honda or some Toyota or some whatever low quality. I mean, it's not low quality, but kind of a cheaper brand. You want to be the guy who stands out in the dating market. Like, you want to be the Lambo, the Rolls Royce, the Bugatti, the guy who really stands out. When a girl gets to know you, she's like, okay, yeah, this guy's different. This guy's built different. This guy understands me. This guy, he's on his way to extreme levels of success, and I can count on this guy, right? And so that's the thing. And the 99% of guys are just like, number one, blue pill. Like, they have this really bad mindset with women. Like, they're in scarcity. They're chasing all the time. They're not really very successful in their careers, etc. And the top 1%, I mean, They understand how the dating market works. They have a strong frame. They make sacrifices, and they're able to really attain a high level of success in all areas. So that's one thing. So the thing that affects your sexual market value as a man is, number one, your status, your income, your desirability in the market. So how desirable you are to the opposite sex, your physical fitness, your personality, of course, your charisma, and what I call your alphaness. And that's basically your leadership and how alpha you are in general, like how much of a leader are you in your life and how you lead others, right? So those are kind of the qualities that women are looking for in general in a potential mate. And what's good with the dating market in general, like between men and women, is that we peak at different times. So women, they peak around 20, let's say 23 to 20. I mean, really, like, beginning of their 20s till kind of the end of their 20s. That's when their peak. Like at 23, 24, 25, that's their peak. Us, it's a bit different. Us, it's going to be later in life, around 35, 40. That's where we have the most resources, the most money, the most knowledge, everything. So that's one thing. Now let's talk about how the dating funnels work real quick. And this is very important. You want to stay focused on this because that's going to be very key. So 80% of your results, as you know, usually come from 20% of your actions. Some of you know the Pareto principles. I'm sure you've heard this. 20% of your actions lead to 80% of your results in any area, even in fitness, in business, anywhere. And it's a bit the same for dating. Like you have certain actions, certain practices that are going to lead to 80% of your results. Now, when it comes to dating, as I said, there's only 3 ways to date girls, right? Live approaches, real life approaches, cold approach. Then you have online, and then you have social circle. But there's really 2 funnels. Like you're going to funnel the girls either from a live interaction, like real life, or from an online interaction. It's just that. And you have to master the full funnel, like how to actually approach them, how to actually initiate the conversation, how to master the conversation and be able to be relevant and flirty and men to women, and be able to lead the conversation the right way. You have to master how to get her contact the right way and follow up and set up the date and how to conduct your date. You have to basically master all the steps so that you can consistently go from an approach to sex without any friction. And if you master all these steps, I mean, you will be far, far ahead from 99% of guys. Same thing online. You have to master. Yeah, yeah.
Can I just add to the live dating funnel? When he
Yeah.
says there's 2 funnels, what you guys got to realize is that the difference between cold approach and social circle, in a way, is kind of an illusion. There's no such thing as like there's degrees of cold. Like you could even say like a perfectly cold approach on the street, approaching where she can't even see you, going up to the side and approaching her there. That's about as cold as it can get. But it would be less cold if you're in a high-end nightclub, because you're someone who can get into the high-end nightclub. If you're at like an exclusive beach party, that's even more warm. Even if you don't know her, it's a bit more warm. So there's going to be a different dynamic there. Same with if you're at a really exclusive house party, say in Hollywood or in just some kind of, in the Hamptons or something. You guys are there's gonna be a sort of assumed status that you have. So that's a little bit less cold once again. So it's all just kind of one live dating funnel. It's just human interaction, and there's different levels of cold and warm. So get out of this thinking of like there's these strict lines of how to do things. There are subtleties to this, and we'll teach you guys those subtleties as we go along.
Yeah. And this shows as well that there's kind of it's a numbers game too. Like if every month, let's say you approach, 50 girls, out of those 50 girls you approach, probably maybe 25, half of them are not going to be that interested. And then out of those 25, maybe, I don't know, like 10 are going to give you their contact or their Instagram. Out of those 10, maybe you're going to date 3 or 4 or 2. And then out of those 2, maybe you're going to fuck 1. Or out of those 4, you're going to fuck 2. I don't know. Like, you see what I mean? Like, there's always like drop-offs in the funnel, right? And that's why it's also a numbers game. And you have to reverse engineer based on the number of women you want to date every month. How many women should you approach? How many women should you have conversations with? Because let's say you want to get like 3 dates a week. Well, if you only talk to 1 girl a week, then you're delusional, right? You have to talk to 10 a week, 20 a week for you to get maybe, you know, enough conversations to get enough dates, right? Same thing online. Online, there's a way to do it. It's a bit similar. Like online, you're going to start with a direct message or a message in general, then a conversation, then, you know, exchanging contacts to meet up later for a drink or whatever. And then you're going to date her and have sex. And it's kind of similar, but online, there's a lot of systems with Instagram, a lot of things you're going to learn, and we're going to cover that later. Now, I'm not going to cover this sheet here because it's going to take a lot of time, but this is something that I share with my clients to help them to kind of reverse engineer what they need to do to get results. Now, some of the most common dating blunders, usually, if you're a guy right now that doesn't have a lot of options, who is kind of struggling to get dates like consistently and predictably, the number one reason why is because you're probably not putting in enough volume. Like, be true with yourself. Be honest here. How many women have you approached last week? How many women have you approached even last month? How many? Yeah, like you know, if it's less than
Put it in the
10,
chat, guys. Put it in the chat. How many guys have you
yeah.
approached? How many women do you approach in a week or in a month? Even last week or last month? Be honest. We're all friends here.
Yeah, put it in the
Cold
chat.
approach or warm approach? Put it in the
We'll
chat.
read that later. Georgie said 2 or
2 or
3. Last week I
3.
approached 10. Yeah. I'm
Okay,
sure you
2.
guys take some sort of action. Some of you, maybe you didn't
Mhm.
take action in a while. But the main thing here is that, you know, based on the results you want to get, you have to be very pragmatic about the actions you need to take and kind of reverse engineer. Be realistic. Like, if you want to get 2, 3 dates a week with new girls, then you have to constantly meet new women and put them in your pipeline and fuel the whole funnel, basically. And most of you guys just don't have enough volume. Now, usually also, most of you, maybe you don't find the time for it because maybe you're poor, you have a poor time management, like you're not managing your time the right way. Maybe you're not prioritizing in your schedule. Like, in your schedule, you know, you like throughout the whole week, you're not going out at all. You're not socializing at all. You're not going outside. You're just staying at your home or going from the gym to your house, and you're not really interacting with anyone. So a lot of you, it's like you're not prioritizing it, and you're not really setting clear times in your calendar where, okay, yeah, every Saturday night or every Friday night I'm gonna go out, or okay, once or twice a week I'm gonna go grab a coffee and potentially, you know, take a walk and meet some people. Or like, you're not prioritizing it at all. You're not making a habit of being social, and that's also one thing that's hindering your success, because you have to realize, like, we all have the same 168 hours in a week, and you know, you probably sleep for maybe 7, 8 hours a day. You go to work maybe for 48 hours a week, you know, 40 hours a week. And so then you have probably around 70 hours of just like free time besides work and besides sleeping, where you can not only go to the gym and all of that and call your family and whatever, but also potentially meet women and date them and go out. So you have to just plan your week better. And honestly, this is how I plan my week. Like, every single week, I know that I'm going to work out at least 4 or 5 times a week. And that's a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable, anywhere I'm at, I'm going to work out 4 or 5 times a week, even when I'm traveling. Now, also, I know that I'm going to work on my business, and yourself too. I mean, I'm sure you have a business or a career. I'm going to work on that maybe, I don't know, like at least 4 to 8 hours a day, at least 4 to 8 hours a day, every day. And I don't take days off usually. I work on Saturday and on Sunday as well. And then the rest, I mean, I'm going to dedicate some time to, you know, maybe learning, watching videos, etc., calling my family. But then all the rest, I'm I'm gonna be socializing, dating, going out, meeting friends, going to parties, DJing, whatever. But you know, even though I'm a high performer in my fitness and my business, I can still find some time, at least one night off or 2 nights off a week, to either date or go out. And I'm pretty much certain that any one of you here can find at least one night a week where you can meet a girl, at least. You know, otherwise you don't have a life. Otherwise, just quit your job. I don't know what job you have if you don't even have one night off a week, you know. So that's one thing. Now, try to delegate things in your life as well. If you're a business owner, like, how much is an hour of your time really? Is an hour of your time $20, $100, $500? How would you price an hour of your time? And let's say you price an hour of your time $100. Well, delegate everything else that's not worth $100, like you doing your laundry, you cooking, you know, going to the grocery store. Instead, get your groceries delivered. Get someone to cook your meals. Get outsource, you know, even in your business. I have, like, right now, me and Chris, we have like 5 virtual assistants working full time for us, doing things for us.
Hmm.
Because we know that, okay, yeah, I'm not going to spend my time doing like a $10 per hour task where I can have someone in the Philippines do it better than me for like $2 an hour, right?
Hmm.
So really, I mean, save yourself some time, and by doing that, you're gonna have more time to meet women, to cold approach, to DM, to go out, to build a social circle, etc. And that's very important. Like if you're a business owner, or a high level, you know, career driven type of guy who has like a career job, delegate things. I mean, you can get a VA from the Philippines for $200 a month part time, or $400 a month full time. So take advantage of the technology you have, and delegate things. Don't waste your time in. Also, in terms of wasting time, I'm not saying like you need to go to the mall for 2 hours a day, roaming the streets, trying to find girls, etc. Like you don't need to do that. You don't need to just go out every day and for 3 hours go to the mall. That's the extreme of it. Like that's a waste of time. But you want to be meeting and socializing at least a little bit every week if that's your goal. If you're here, I mean, you told me your goal, guys, in the beginning of the call. Your goal was to date girls, etc. If that's your goal, then put it in your calendar. Like, I'm going to socialize every week. I'm going to at least make some time for at least 1 or 2 dates every week, and make the time for it. Prioritize it. You know, there should be only, as a man, there should be only 3 priorities in your life: making money, getting healthy, and dating girls. So that's really the 3 main things in your life. And then you can argue there's spirituality, learning, reading, you know, philosophizing, like philosophy, I don't know, like thinking about life, whatever, calling your parents, spending time with family. But really the three main areas you need to focus on as a man is business, health, relationships. And so try to make time for all these areas in your life, right? A bit of time for relationships and dating, a bit of time for business and money, a bit of time for fitness, etc. And that's how you live a good life, a really good life, a balanced life. I mean, I don't believe necessarily in work-life balance, because I'm kind of a workaholic. I like to work over the hours. I like to sometimes not see anyone, and just work, work, work. But it's important to also have somewhat of a balance with dating, with fitness, etc. And that's going to keep you sharp, and keep you in the game long term. So that's one thing. Now the blunder number 2, because we talked about the volume aspect, the poor time management, the fact that basically you don't prioritize this in your calendar. The other thing is, just like most of you guys have negative self-fulfilling prophecies, which means like you have this maybe limiting beliefs that either you know, you're not good looking enough, or the girls in your city are different. I've heard this so many times, like, oh, in my city, it's a small town, everybody knows each other, it's different here, I can't do this. Or, oh, you know, here in the US, women are westernized, you know, they're feminists, etc. So I'm gonna wait till I move to Eastern Europe, and then I'll do this, right? Or like the guys who think the grass is greener everywhere, and in their city it's like fucked up in their city, right? Stuff like that. So you have a lot of like, you know, there's a lot of guys like that, like self-fulfilling prophecies, blaming, you know, the government or the women in your city or the politics or whatever, and just like procrastinating on things, right? So that's
Hmm.
the main thing.
Can
And
I
then
can I add to
blender,
that?
yeah, add to that.
There are women in your city. Like I don't care where you guys are. Like I hear this San Antonio. Everyone knows there are beautiful women in Texas, by the way. But you know, San Antonio, okay, it might be a smaller population. I guarantee there's a group of women in your city that are stunningly beautiful. There are women in your city that are stunningly beautiful. Someone is sleeping with them. Someone is dating them. Someone is married to them. How do you figure out how do you make that happen so that's you, right? I went to LA recently. I go to LA a few times a year, and LA is like one of the most notorious cities for like, oh, everyone's fake, everyone's, you know, superficial, all this stuff. I went there and I absolutely crushed it. And anyone else who doesn't buy into these bullshit mentalities, also have the same results. They go there and they absolutely crush it. It's like a wrecking ball. Like there's no fundamental difference. There's no like magical difference when you go to these places. I know Limo has gamed in. I've never been to Paris, but I know Paris. Paris also has a
Yeah,
reputation for this, and Limo
yeah,
does
everywhere, man.
extremely well in Paris.
Yeah, everywhere. I mean, once you have these skills, it doesn't matter where you are on the map. You can be in Bali, in the Philippines, in Thailand, in the middle of Africa, whatever. You can still get success everywhere because female nature doesn't really change. I mean, females are receptive to the same traits in a man, universally, usually, and you can always make something happen. Always, even if you live in a small town. I had a guy. It's one of my clients. He lives in the Faroe Islands. I mean, some of you don't even know where that is. The Faroe Islands, right? That's the Faroe Islands. It's basically an island owned by Denmark. So their currency is the Danish krona. And there's 50,000 people only in this whole island. 50,000 people. And it's kind of they have their own passports and everything. And it's like a big family. Like some people have the same blood actually in like it's crazy. Like some people and he's still getting dates and he's only 50,000 people in this island. So if you live in a city with more than 100,000 people, you have no excuse, literally no excuse. And the blunder number three is that a lot of guys keep doing the same thing over and over. They don't reflect. They don't really reflect like, okay, what could I have done differently in this approach? How can I iterate this? Well, what if I did this instead? And this is something that me and Chris have done intensively in the past. I remember me and Chris, we used to do a lot of field reports. We used to do a lot of things where we used to kind of do like debriefs every time we went out. After we went out, like while eating or whatever, we would sit down, me and Chris, and we would exchange like, okay, what could we have done better? What, like, you remember this situation with the girl? Maybe we should have changed this. Maybe we should have blah blah blah. And just by having this constant mindset of like, okay, what could I have done better here? What can I iterate? That's going to keep you in the game and keep you also improving. If you keep doing the same thing and expect the same results, you're literally insane. And this is not me that's saying that, that's Einstein. So that's one thing. So always ask yourself, the best speakers in the world. Like I watched the documentary of Tony Robbins. Maybe some of you guys know Tony Robbins. He's one of the best speakers in the world. And he's like, after every seminar till this day, he's been speaking for 50 years on stage. After every seminar, he's always asking himself, okay, what could we have done better as a team? What can I do better the next time? How can I improve on this? And that's what keeps you improving and sharpening your skills in dating too. So that's one thing. Now, anyways, we talked about cold approach. The first thing I want to talk about here is cold approach because it's honestly the number one way to meet women. I mean, online is great. I love online. I get a lot of dates from Instagram. But if I had to bet on a single way to meet women, that would be cold approach. You need to master cold approach first and foremost, the most important skill you're going to master as a guy when it comes to dating. And there are systems for it because, you know, real seduction happens in real life. You need to meet women in real life, look them in the eye, and really say the right thing, convey yourself the right way, both verbally and non-verbally, by the way. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. 93% of communication is non-verbal. It's not just about what you say. I mean, I've talked with girls many times, you know, and they don't care about what you say that much. You could literally say some dumb stuff, but if you say it with enough confidence, with enough enthusiasm, and you just say it well, they're gonna like you anyway. Even if you say some bullshit, like for God's sake, like yesterday, I've approached a woman with hey, do you like rabbits? Right? I don't know. Like, hey, do you eat carrots? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, say whatever. Like, hey, do you like Mbappe, like the football player? I don't know. Like, whatever. I can open with anything. I can open with anything. Like, I can literally open with like um I don't know. I don't have any ideas now, but you can open with
You can open without saying anything at all, by the way. You can
yeah.
open without saying anything at all. I've had it where I've opened with my hand, a beautiful girl. She's French, actually. She's from France, but here in Montreal. And I opened with my hand, put my hand out. She came in. I hugged her, said nothing, and we made out.
Yeah,
You
silent
can
openers
kiss
are great.
without saying anything.
Yeah,
You truly
silent
can.
openers are
It's
great.
not the most common thing, but it happens. You can make it happen.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. And I'm sure you guys are seeing some beautiful women passing by every day. If you're true with yourself, if you're going out of your home, you're seeing some women sometimes. I'm pretty sure. And the thing is, most of the time, you don't rise to the occasion. You don't actually step up and do it. And the reason why is because either you're too lazy to do it, or you find an excuse, or you don't know what to do and how to do it. So it's either one of those. And I'm here to solve that today. I'm here to show you guys how to actually do it and how to do it consistently without self-sabotaging, without procrastinating on it, right? Now, there's a saying, only dead fish go with the flow. And I love this quote because a lot of people think, oh, I'm just gonna go with the flow. And, if a girl approaches me, or if I have the perfect situation, or whatever, or if I meet a girl at work, maybe, then yeah, I will make something happen. But I'm just gonna go with the flow, and I'm just gonna let life give me things, right? Just wait for things to happen. But if you have this mentality, you're pretty much doomed to fail in dating. Only dead fish go with the flow. Don't go with the flow. Just make things happen. Go against the flow. Just go against the flow. If you see that a girl, is it's maybe not the perfect moment to approach her, but she's hot and you got to do it, then do it anyway. Fuck your feelings. Go against the flow. Fuck your feelings. That's the main thing. So don't go with the flow. Don't listen to your emotions. Don't let life give you things. Take things. Take what's yours. Just seize the opportunity. Don't wait for the opportunity to land on your lap, in your hand, or whatever. Just seize it, like a lion. It's almost like a lion seizing its prey. Like, you don't wait for your prey to come and give itself to you. You just seize the prey. You hunt. You take it, right? And that's the main thing. You don't go with the flow. You go against the flow, and you fucking do it. So that's one thing. And this is how I've dated so many girls. I mean, look, I always take pictures with my book and some girls. I mean, if you go on my Telegram or you go on my Twitter, I have at least 50 of those, of like just a girl on my couch and me just with my book taking a picture. I have at least 50 of those. And even yesterday I took a picture of the girl with my book. I always do you want to know how I take that picture? I just say, hey, I mean, I love your body. Honestly, your body's so artistic. I have a book. I wrote a book for men. I just want to take a picture with the book and your body. And we're not going to see your face. Don't worry. Nobody's going to know it's you. I just want to take a picture with the book and your body because your body's artistic. I just want to make some art, right? And usually they say yeah. Usually they say yeah, because if I fuck them right and they're in my frame, they're not gonna say no. If they're in my frame and I fuck them right and I tell them, look, like, nobody will see your face, they're gonna accept. So I've had so many pictures with that book, and really all these successes, like, it wouldn't have happened without me actually approaching women, doing what we're talking here, and doing what we're talking about here, and just having some verbal systems as well. Because look, you can be the guy who approaches women and relies on luck and just say whatever, and go with the flow. That's okay. It's good it's good as well. I mean, it's cool, but you got to be the guy also who can steer the conversation as he wishes, and who doesn't rely on like pure luck to attract women. Because I can guarantee you there's a way to make women attracted to you. There's a way to make women sexually attracted to you, and make them invested and make them look at you as a sexual option. And you don't get there by luck. Usually you get there by saying the right things, by doing the right things in your approach. And so having the right verbal system is going to give you predictability, is going to give you consistency, is going to free up a lot of space in your mind, so that you can have conversations go the way you want, go into a date and then go to sex, right? And if you want to close deals consistently, you got to think like a salesperson. I mean, dating is sales. I've talked about this many, many times on my YouTube channel. Dating is like sales. And, I don't know a single salesperson who doesn't use doesn't use like a sales script. When you're a salesperson in some way, when you're a great salesperson, you've trained yourself. You have kind of a sales script. You've rehearsed. You know what you're talking about. You have like a strategy, right? And it's kind of the same thing with dating. Like, you have to be kind of a guy who knows the steps and who is able to lead the woman through these steps in the conversation. right? And it's kind of the same thing. So there's actually steps, and this is what I call like real life social hacking, because we're actually like really hacking the game here. We're giving you like the real sauce, and I'm going to show you that later, by the way. So stick with the webinar, because I'm going to show you later how all these systems work as well in a few minutes. But there are some verbal systems that you can use to actually get success consistently and close deals consistently. So that's one thing. And that's what I call having a $1 million mouthpiece. And I say that because it's not just with women that you're going to be successful. It's also with other guys and other people as well. If you can influence and persuade and seduce beautiful women consistently, then you're going to also be able to influence and persuade and seduce, bankers, prospects, your friends, people who, with whom you can do business with, right? So really, these skills are really evergreen, that you can use them even with other guys with business in your career. If you want to negotiate a raise or, close like a deal or whatever, you can use these skills, the same skills you use with women as well.
And can I say why that is? I want to say why that
Yeah.
is. Guys, when you're going up to beautiful women and basically asking them for sex, obviously you're not asking them for sex, but you're basically doing a deal that results in them giving you sex. They have a ton of other guys, a ton of other options, and basically you're negotiating for basically the highest investment thing that she can give in that moment. You're not going to get married on the first day. So that's not really possible. But for a beautiful woman to sleep with you on the first night of meeting you, or within a few days of meeting you, or even within a few weeks of meeting you, because most people, they either take months, years, or never with beautiful women. So even in a few weeks or days, that's pretty much the highest investment thing that she can give you. So if you can negotiate for that, you can negotiate in business and all these other contexts, like Limo is saying.
Yeah, exactly. Now let's go into online presence, because I've touched on like cold approach a little bit, like I've touched on it. We're gonna go into it later as well. But just for online as well, I want to say that you don't want to be relying on just cold approach. You want to have an online presence too, because the reality is when I approach a woman in real life, 90% of the time I end up exchanging Instagram with her. And what truly helps as well is having an online presence that's conveying high value for you as well. Because the thing is, when you approach a girl in the street and she doesn't know you, even if you're a great talker, like you're great at talking with her, you're great like in real life approaches, well, if you can exchange contacts and she can see that you have a great online presence on top of that, she can see that, maybe you're traveling the world and you have a cool life and you have a cool business online. Well, it's gonna make her even more warmed up for her to date you. Like so many girls I've met in real life, and initially they were like, okay, yeah, yeah, this guy seems interesting, but not more. They're not like super eager to go on a date with me. And then after we exchange Instagrams and she sees what I'm about, then she's even more interested, and they get back to me. They're like, oh, I see you're traveling a lot. Oh, I see you're doing this cool shit. No, no, no. And they're even more interested. So don't just rely on cold approach. Have an online presence that supplements that. And Instagram is the best way to do it. And it's going to help you not only for dating, but also for social circle. If you want to build a social circle, you 100% need Instagram, 100%. Because if you want to throw events, invite girls, connect with photographers, do that type of things, do all these type of things, you have to have, Instagram on point. And listen, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all of that, these are for, honestly, it's for low quality people most of the time. I mean, look, if you take if you do like an average of the girls on Tinder, it's mainly like peasant girls. It's like girls who, you don't want to be with them long term. Like they're just peasants. But if you want to really, attain like the highest level of quality in terms of the girls, most of them, they're going to be either in real life, in high level venues or in cool environments, or online on Instagram. Like the highest quality girls are on Instagram. I can guarantee you that. And Instagram is high value. It's more high value than Tinder. If you connect with a girl on Tinder, it has that connotation, right? Oh, I met that guy on Tinder. He was on that dating app. It's not like Tinder is more Instagram is more high value. That's where celebrities and high status people connect, right? Instagram is more organic than Tinder. It's better. So Instagram is truly the best of the best online, and I'm going to show you how to build it. And actually, my
Yeah,
client Ben, as you can see here,
Drake isn't using Tinder.
yeah, Drake isn't
He's
using
he's
Tinder.
DMing girls on Instagram.
Yeah, like cool people DM and they're not on dating apps. So now here's Ben. I mean, before working with me, Ben, he had like 3,000 followers, an average Instagram, but above average Instagram. But then after working with me, his Instagram went from maybe a 6 out of 10 to like a 9 out of 10. Like really everything on point, quality pictures, everything. And I mean, this is his words here on what he said. I'm getting tons of dates and comically swamped with nines. And this is true. I mean, this is absolutely true. This is the power of just having a great online presence and doing the right thing online. And I'm going to give you a few secrets here. I'm going to share some sauce with you guys real quick. So I'm going to give you a few secrets that you can use right now to better your online presence starting today. Okay, number one, if you take a picture of online and you post pictures of you online, make sure that you don't post a lot of pictures with groups and stuff like that with a lot of guys in the picture. Try to be kind of a lone wolf, cool pictures of yourself and yourself only. And it's just you, don't post a lot of photos with your family, your friends, your cat, your dog, whatever. Just have you in high status environments. Number two, a lot of guys, when they take pictures, they look straight at the camera and they're like posing too much. Sometimes you feel like they're posing like a tourist almost, like, hey, say cheese, hi, what's up, I'm here. And it's not, it's like they're posing too much. However, instead, you want to look away from the camera. You want to look like you're doing something cool, and you have almost like a paparazzi taking a picture of you without you knowing it, right? Like you're just doing your thing and someone is taking a picture of you. So that's secret number two. Secret number three, I see so many guys online, they post selfies. Man, who posts selfies? I mean, don't post a selfie online on your feed. Like, what is that? Maybe on your story, yeah, but don't post selfies of you in your car or you in your bathroom showing your abs in front of the mirror or stuff like that. It's just not high value, right? Now, number four, whenever you post a picture, don't post it raw, right? Make an effort, an extra effort to color grade it a little bit, edit it so that it stands out. Number five, only post pictures in high status environments. So you're not going to post a picture in McDonald's or in some ghetto street with like a bad background and stuff like that. You're going to post pictures in a luxurious hotel lobby or some fancy restaurant or some nice exotic vacation or you doing a cool activity. Like try to really make sure, treat your almost like your online presence as a business where you want to have like a high value brand, right? Like it's really like personal branding 101. Like you don't look at it as just, oh, I'm going to share my memories and I'm going to share just what I'm doing. No, like treat it as a brand. You are a brand. Your name is a brand, and you want to brand yourself the right way, right? So really, that's the thing. And every day, honestly, like most days, I wake up with my DMs exactly like this, like a few women replying to my DMs saying, "Yes, Limo. Oh, good to hear from you. Oh, hi, Limo. Blah blah blah," and just them replying to me because I'm doing the right thing. I have a system and my online presence looks great. So they're replying, they're interacting, they're interested, they're intrigued. And that's what I'm doing. And I've done this, by the way, everywhere. I've done this in London. I've done this in Paris. I've done this in Bali, in Dubai. It doesn't matter where, in Canada. It's always the same. It's the same. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram if you haven't yet. I'll follow you back. That's another thing. But yeah, there's an online messaging system that you can use to actually go from the girl not knowing you and you just DMing her cold to her wanting to date you and actually going on a date from just a cold message, like cold DM. She doesn't know you. You're just messaging her on Instagram and you're kind of like leading her through the funnel. And I've done this so many times, just cold DM a girl, then getting a date from it. I do it actually almost every week and it still works. I mean, a lot of guys say, oh, this doesn't work anymore. The girls, I mean, if they don't know you, they're not going to reply. It's going to land in their requests, blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you guys, women actually check their requests. And if you have a great profile, they will reply to you. Okay. So it still works till this day and it will continue to work. Now, number three, social circle. So we've talked about online a little bit. We talked about cold approach a little bit. Let's get into social circle. So look, I mean, dating girls, having sex, cold approaching them, blah, blah, blah. That's really cool. I love that. But in every endeavor you choose to get good at, you have to think about the long-term game of things. And for me, when it comes to dating, the long-term game of things is more like social circle building, having a quality network, having, really a high status in your city, right? And if you're just a guy who's just like a loner, just dating girl in your corner without any friends, without any social circle, you're never going to be that cool guy who has, you know, quality friends around, a cool lifestyle, and who has like really long-term connections and alliances in your city. And that's what you want to have in the end, right? I mean, some of you said, like, I want to connect with driven guys as well. I remember when I asked you your goals, I think it was Mark or I don't know who, he said, yeah, I'm looking to connect with other
Christian, I
cool
think.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
Mark and Christian. Also, with that,
Yeah.
like the social circle thing that he was just talking about, I know some guys say here in Montreal, definitely in LA, in England, like all over, who are actually amazing a cold approach. They even sleep with quite beautiful women or decent women on a regular basis from cold approach. These guys are some of the biggest losers I've ever met, and I would never invite them. Well, I don't invite a lot of guys to hang out with my family, but I would never invite them to my social circle. I would never invite them to even just like a simple barbecue or something like that because they're some of the weirdest, creepiest guys you've ever met. They have some game. They have cold approach game, but you don't want to be the weird, creepy guy that's like some oddball pickup weirdo. Okay. Do you guys know anyone? Just say in the chat if you know someone who's got good results with women, maybe from cold approach, like decent results, and he has a good game and he approaches a lot, but he's a total weirdo. You'd never want to bring him around your friends, especially your girlfriend or any women that you know. Just say in the chat if you know guys like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it comes back to the idea of being full stack. You can be the guy who's just like a loner in his corner, dating girls, like one of things, and not build anything long term. But ideally, you want to be the guy who has everything. You have cool friends around. You have great parties. You have women that respect you and that you can be friends with, that you can leverage to your advantage as well. Really the advantage of building a social circle is that you can really get out of kind of that rat race of what I call the rat race of dating. Because there's kind of a rat race in dating where you always have to consistently approach new girls, DM new girls, etc. And that's needed. Don't get me wrong, that's needed. Even at the highest level, you still have to do that. But the more you transition into social circle long term, the easier it gets. And the more you're going to be able to attract women almost on autopilot, to be honest, because really, I mean, if you can be connected with the right people in your city, you can access events and parties, etc., that are gonna get you girls like almost instantly, like on autopilot. Like if you're, because the thing is, look, I mean, if you have access to very like private events that are super high status, any girl you meet there is going to be very easy to get most of the time because she's going to know like, okay, if this guy is here, well, that means this guy is like a high status guy. Not anybody can get here. And so really it's going to ease up the whole process even. So really social circle is very important. And I always say this, you can either have a top-down approach to dating or a bottom-up approach to dating. Now, a bottom-up approach, it's basically the pickup artist approach, like running around the mall, harassing poor innocent girls all day, spending 3 hours on Snapchat and Tinder, praying to get a match, and really like having this whole process really taking a bunch of your time, and you're almost in this constant rat race of running around trying to get dates and harassing girls. However, you can have the top-down approach, which is you have a lifestyle, you have a setup, you have a cool IG. You're able also, obviously, I mean, you still want to approach. You want to approach women whenever you see one, but you have this top-down approach where your lifestyle, your online presence, your connections are going to work in your favor and facilitate access to top-tier women without you having to do any effort. You see what I mean? So you have either a bottom-up approach or a top-down approach. The top-down approach is like the Dan Bilzerian approach, let's say, Dan Bilzerian, all these type of guys. And the bottom-up approach would be like the hardcore pickup artist it's like his life. He doesn't have any life instead of apart from like cold approaching. So you want to be in the middle, and ideally you want to, as you grow older, you want to go more into a top-down approach. Okay, so that's that's one thing. So that's what I want to say, guys, is like really try to build a social circle long term, because that's really that's where the highest ROI is long term, and that's more advanced. You know, you have to start with cold approach first, and building your online presence, and then go into social circle. And there's a system for social circle too that we teach. I mean, social circle, it's honestly it's a system. I mean, with I've moved in more than like 7 countries so far. Like when I say moved, it's like I've lived more than 6 months in like more than 7 countries. And every single time I've been able to have an incredible social circle, have a lot of friends, and fairly quickly, like in a few weeks, because I have a kind of a process, right? And it's pretty easy once you know. So this is the triangle of elite success with women in 2024. In 2024, you need to have a high value lifestyle and a high value sexual market value. A high sexual market value. You need to be good at cold approaching and good at talking to women in real life, like having real life seduction skills. So that's number one. Number two, you need to have a strong online presence, especially with Instagram. And number three, the last part of the triangle, is social circle and networking. If you have those three, high value lifestyle, high sexual market value, plus cold approach and real life seduction skills, plus Instagram, number two, and third, social circle and networking, you are in the absolute 0.00001%, and you're going to crush it anywhere, universally, all over the world. And I mean, it's going to be incredible.
Guys,
And
write in the
yeah,
chat, the one that you think you're missing the most out of these three. Write in the chat right now the one that you think you're missing the most. Online
yeah,
presence, social circle and network, or cold approach and seduction skills, being a high value guy.
yeah. I'm checking the chat too. I mean, also drop in your questions, guys, because we're going to go into Q&As very soon. So drop in your questions too. We'll reread them later. But we're going to go
Yeah.
into Q&As very, very
Anton,
soon as well.
lifestyle and skills, Trev, social circle, Eric, Cool IG, Georgie, all three. Okay. Guy, a little bit of everything. Okay.
Cool, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Social circle.
Yeah. Um, well, let's move on real quick. I mean, some of you have either a combination of the three, or one of the three that you know you could improve. And yeah, I mean, even myself, look, guys, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I've mastered everything and I don't have anything to learn anymore for the rest of my life. Like, I'm always learning. I'm always learning. Me and Chris, we're students still. We're students of the game till the rest of our lives. You know, till the rest of our lives, we're going to keep improving. We're going to keep learning about business and seduction and everything. And the guys who tell you that, oh, they're masters, they don't have anything to learn anymore, is the wrong mindset. I mean, you always have something to learn. I learn every day. I read books all the time, and there's always something you learn. So even myself, I mean, although I have like a high level here and I know what I'm doing and I'm getting results consistently, I'm still learning, guys. So that's one thing. Now, anyways, I want to ask you this. Number one, are you happy so far? You came to this session today. I hope you guys like this so far, because there's more. There's a lot more. And I hope you realize that by learning all these things that you're going to learn very, very soon, you're going to have an incredible advantage over 99% of guys. And I'm going to show you now how you can implement this a lot faster, and how you can really get all these systems starting today and really get results right now. So let's dive in. So if you've been getting the
Write in
same
the chat.
result,
Write in the chat your
yeah,
answers, guys.
yeah. So if you've been getting the same results in your dating life for the past few months, and you feel like you're kind of stuck in this cycle, I'm going to tell you one thing, is that doing more of what doesn't work it's only going to get you more of the same, really. I mean, you have to change fundamentally, not only internally but externally. 99% of dating gurus are going to tell you like, oh, just have this technique or have this line or have this gimmick or have this system, and then that's it. Your life is going to be everything is going to be solved. But what I can tell you here is that, you know you can't just have an outside in approach to dating. There's also an inside out approach to dating. It's both the inner and the outer that you need to get in alignment. So really, I mean, it's not just going to be systems and things to do, but it's also going to be things you need to change within yourself to become the type of guy who gets results. And that's why this work is so deep, is because it's not just about having some external thing, it's also about working on the internal too. And from my experience, the greater the inner work, the greater the results externally. That's another thing too. Now, you can either walk the minefield blind, right? Try to do it yourself like you've always done, but probably do it by yourself with no wingman, no support, no brotherhood, and really lose a bunch of time, or you can get a proven system, give yourself all the advantage possible, get the resources, get the systems, and be surrounded by an amazing group of guys who can support you on your way till the rest of your life and save years of your life trying to figure things out. So what I want to do right now is I truly want to introduce you to what I'm gonna what not it's not myself saying that, it's my clients saying that. I want to introduce you to the Rolls Royce of dating programs, and this is something that I'm truly proud of and that I've been working on for many years. And I call it the Harvard of dating. It's really the Harvard of seduction, of everything. And if you want to get the results you want, then stick here because I'm going to show you this is going to be a game changer for you. So really, I mean, some of you maybe know it. I still have it, this program, the Dating Accelerator, but now it got improved a lot more over the months. And me and Chris, we've been working hand in hand for the past few months on, really improving it, refining all the systems and getting a lot more support and making it so much more powerful. And really the goal of the Dating Accelerator is to get you from having maybe no dating life or kind of an average dating life, not getting the results you truly want, to getting predictable results, having the systems, and being able to date high quality women consistently. Now, during this program, there's going to be eight weeks, basically. It's 8 weeks, and every single week, we're going to tackle specific systems and practices. So week 1 and 2, it's mainly going to be the mindset, the foundations, everything you need to know about how you can position yourself as a top tier guy in the sexual marketplace, everything you need to know about how you can really have the power position with women, because your frame is super important. And if you come from the wrong frame and you don't understand female psychology at a high level, you're going to be at a clear disadvantage in the dating game. Also, it's about transcending your identity, because if you're not getting the results you want right now, it's probably because you haven't become the type of guy who would get those results. Like if you're not a multimillionaire right now, it's probably because you haven't become the type of guy who makes multiple millions of dollars yet, right? Yet, I'm saying yet. You can be if you evolve into that person, but yet. And it's the same thing with dating. If you're not dating consistently the girls you want, you have to evolve into the type of man who does that. And there's a true, you're going to grow a lot, and this is the inner part I'm talking about. This is like the inside out approach as well, because you need both. You need the inside out and you need the outside in. You need the inner part and you need the outer part. Now let's talk about moving on, the systems. So starting week 3, we're going to cover all the systems you've ever dreamed of to get dates consistently. We're going to start with the cold approach systems. So we have a system called the bulletproof approach system that shows you exactly how to approach women anywhere you go. It doesn't matter whether it's in a grocery store, in the street, at the gym, it doesn't matter where. You can approach women, know exactly what to say, how to say it, and get in front of women, get dates consistently. Obviously, you're not going to be compatible with every single girl you meet. That's totally normal. But with the women who are somewhat single and who are just somewhat interested, you're going to be able to get dates and get results. Now, week 4, we're going to talk about the verbal system. So we're going to talk about what I call the $1 million mouthpiece. As I said before, it's basically everything you need to know about verbal communication with women. Exactly how to make them attracted to you, how to make them invested in the conversation, how to sexualize things, how to flirt, how to escalate, how to demonstrate high value, and how to really master conversations. Like almost become like, I don't know if you guys play chess. I love playing chess. Almost like you're going to be like a chess player. You're going to know moves ahead what to do in the chessboard of the conversation, right? Because the conversation is almost like a chessboard where you need to move the needle and you need to move things forward to get to the close, right? And it's kind of, I don't like to say it like that, but it's kind of true. I mean, you have to kind of move your pieces in the conversation so that you get to a point where she's invested, she is into you, she's compliant, she likes you, and so that's what we do in week 4. Now, week 5, we're going to cover how to actually, the title here is off, how to actually, this is the 30-minute pull system, week 5. So week 5 is the 30-minute pull system. And this is basically how to pull girls consistently from a date or from a nightclub or anywhere. So if you have a date, for example, how to actually seal the deal, how to make sure that, you can close, you can bring her to your place without any friction. Same thing, if you go to a nightclub like I did yesterday, you're going to be able to do what I did yesterday. Yesterday, I went to a nightclub. After an hour of being there, I met many, many girls. And then I selected one of the girls. I picked one of the girls out of the girls I met. And I just stuck with this girl for the rest of the night. And I pulled her. And that's what I did yesterday. I do it all the time. I meet a girl in the nightclub. I have a system for it. And then at the end of the night, we go back to my place. We have incredible sex. And then she goes home. And then maybe we meet again, maybe not. But that's what happens. And then week 6, we're going to cover the online system. So how to actually get 1 to 3 dates a week with Instagram and really systemize your online presence. Like have an incredible personal brand, have, kind of a funnel where you can, from A to Z, text girls and close dates consistently with Instagram. And this is what I've done. And you can see here, I mean, these are just like recent screenshots of how my Instagram looks like most days, when I DM girls. And then week 7, we're gonna cover how to retain women. So how to retain them long term for like more of a long-term thing, a relationship, or if you want to retain women for like, let's say, a rotation, like you want to have a rotation of girls, not just like one single girlfriend, then I'm going to show you how to do that as well, like how to retain them, how to make them loyal to you, in love with you, invested, and how to really maintain a strong polarity in the relationship. And this is very, very important. And we cover sex as well. If you want to become great in the bedroom and really like master how to become like incredible in the bedroom, give women incredible orgasms, etc., then we're going to cover that as well in week 7. I've actually collaborated with a guy called James King, and he's one of the best sex coaches in the world. And he actually put some videos of his program in my program too. So you're going to have both. And it's incredible. And then week 8, we're going to cover social circle and networking. So we're going to cover everything when it comes to building your social circle in your city, even if you're starting from scratch, even if you have 0 friends, how to quickly ramp it up and have at least, 10, 15, 20 quality friends, female friends, cool people around, create events, etc., and really like build that lifestyle, that rock star lifestyle in your city as well. Now, what's good is you're going to have not only the 8 weeks curriculum with everything, but we're going to be me and Chris. And that's what's cool about us is it's not just like one coach or some random dude who's going to do the calls. No, it's going to be us. It's going to be me and Chris doing the calls every single week, every single Wednesday. And we're going to answer all your questions. We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to expand on some deeper nuances every week so that we make sure that you're on track, you're taking the right actions, and you are implementing and getting results. So really, I mean, this is incredible because you get a lot of accountability and support as well. And we're going to cover literally all these systems, everything you need. Now, on top of all that, you're going to also be able to join our mastermind group. And this is probably one of the most valuable things about this program is you're going to be connected for life. You have lifetime access to a mastermind of guys all over the world. Like we have guys in the US and Canada and Europe, etc. And all of them are either business owners or high-level professionals. And every single day, the power of this group is that you can send a message inside this group 24/7, and you're going to have either me or Chris or anyone in the group replying to you 24/7 for the rest of your life. As long as this group is alive, which I mean, it has been alive for more than 6 years now, and we have like hundreds of people in the group. As long as this group is alive, as long as I'm alive, or Chris is alive, we're going to be replying to your questions. Okay.
Yeah.
And
there are some guys in the group too. There are guys in the group too who have gone through this program at least once with like the full mentoring, but obviously they have lifetime access to the videos and can go through it multiple times. So they've been through it at least once, many two, three times, full mentoring. They've also been on, we actually have clients that have done two, maybe even three boot camps, either with Limo or myself or both. So people that are may as well be instructors at this point. So
Yeah.
they're in that group and they can answer your questions also. So it's a very strong long-term community. So for guys like Mark, I think you were saying, and also Christian, you guys were talking about the strong community of guys. There'll probably be guys in your city, if not, definitely your country or surrounding area. And that's like a long-term global community that's really thriving.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, and look, if you can increase your communication by only 10%, you would easily double your income as well, man. I mean, if you have a business right now or you have a career, like honestly, the single most important way or best way to really make more money is to improve your communication skills. And that's not me saying it, that's Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, he has like $92 billion right now. And look, I mean, he's the one saying it. Like, the one easy way to become worth 50% more, which means doubling your income, is to hone your communication and speaking skills. And I can absolutely agree with that. So yeah, just imagine all the beautiful women you're going to date, all the money you can make, everything you can get by mastering this once and for all, and actually doing this seriously for once in your life, right? And if you Google the cost of a dating coach on Google, you will see it costs around $13,000 to get like a dating coach usually in most developed countries. Like it's a lot, right? And most clients, they pay me at least $3,000 to get access to some of the systems that you're going to get access to. And here's what you're going to get today, right? I'm going to offer you something today, and this is honestly going to be a game changer for those of you who actually take action. So here's what you're going to get. Number one, I'm going to offer you the full 8 weeks that we talked about earlier, like week 1, 2, 3, etc., of the full dating accelerator. Number two, I'm going to offer you the weekly calls at no additional cost. You get weekly calls with me and Chris every single week. And we're going to answer your questions every Wednesday. Number three, you're going to get access to all the future content updates because we're updating the course as well every single month. You're going to get access to all the upgrades to the course. Number four, the whole community, the mastermind and everything. And number five, you're going to get my books, Playboy Secrets, Instagram Secrets, Triggers of Power, and all my books at no additional cost as well. And all of that would have costed you, to be honest with you, it would have costed you probably around $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. But today, what I'm going to do, and this is very exceptional, is I'm going to put it for you guys only, the serious guys, at 997 only. It's going to be at 997 only. And this is a one-time thing. It's not on my website. There's no link on my website to that. You can't buy it outside of the webinar. It's going to be 997 only for those of you who are serious. So I'm going to drop a link inside the chat for those of you who are serious, and you can check it out and you can join, and I'll be happy to welcome you inside our community, and we're going to get you results. And that's what I want for you. I want for you that, right now, we're at this critical point of the year where basically, like, we're in July, right? And this is 6 months have passed, and you have another 6 months of the year, right? And so we're in the middle of the year. And so if you take this decision right now, you have 6 more months of the year to actually implement, get results, and make 2024 your best year ever when it comes to dating. I want you guys to make this year the best year ever, your best year ever when it comes to dating. So today you get literally like almost 65% off on the original price, even more by being here. So it's $997 only. I've dropped the link in the chat. I'm going to redrop it here in the chat. And if you have any questions, let's do some Q&As actually, because I want to also do some Q&As if you have any questions. And one thing I want to mention is for every guy who joins today, we're going to offer me and Chris a personal onboarding call, which is also going to be a coaching call, where we're going to onboard you and coach you on the call together, me and Chris, for all of you who join. So not only do you get the 8 weeks, you get the weekly calls, you get the mastermind, you get all my books, but you also get a one-on-one personal onboarding and coaching call with me and Chris as well. And
for
so that,
Eric,
yeah.
Eric here is asking, I might need to DM you on the back end on sex. These are the kind of questions that we can answer on the onboarding coaching call. Eric. So this is the kind of stuff that you can ask us in detail. We can speak privately. We can speak about your specific issues, and we can have either Limo or myself can go deep on these issues and really get you the specific strategies that are going to get you to the next level and that are going to solve your problems.
Yeah, I just dropped in the chat, guys, the link to join. This link is going to expire in exactly 24 hours, and this is not some fake scarcity or whatever. This is not going to be available after the 24 hours, but you better take action today, because in 24 hours, I mean, you're probably going to forget, life is going to get in the way, things like that. And today I'm here. So if you join now, I can actually onboard you right now. I mean, we have automation actually. Once you join, once you pay, you actually get access right away. Like, you're going to get an email with the password, with everything, with all the access. But while I'm here, if you join now, I can also walk you through everything you get as well, and be here, live. So join live is much better. And on top of that, I'm gonna give you all my books, like Playboy Secrets, Instagram Secrets, the Bulletproof Approach System, all the resources, everything. And look, in our world today, price is just a filter, man. Price is just a cover charge. Do you think I care about the 997? Like, I don't care about the 997. It's just like, honestly, for me at this level, it's honestly just numbers on a screen. It's just a cover charge. For you guys who are serious, great. We can work together. I can show you everything. I can dedicate some of my time to help you. For those of you who don't, no worries. Okay, fine. I mean, good. That's okay. Well, we're just trying to, honestly, what we're doing in this webinar is we're filtering the wrong people and weeding out the wrong people and really talking to the right people. And for the people who are going to join, cool, welcome, we'd love to have you. And that's it. And look, how many red blocks do you want to have filled till this is really solved? So this is a photo of how many blocks you have in your life, like how many months you have in your life. You have around 900 months in your life. If you live till 80, if you're lucky to live till 80, very few guys in this call, probably statistically, will live till 80. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but I hope we all live till 80. But some of us statistically are not going to live till 80, statistically. And we only have 900 months if we live till 80. So really, this is the time. You're not going to get any younger, guys. This is the youngest you're going to be, right now. So take this advantage and just crush it, guys. The world is your oyster. The world is waiting for you to take it. The world is waiting for you to conquer. Women are waiting for you in your city to date them. Just seize the opportunity, get the systems, get results, and that's the main thing. Chris, do you want to add something?
Yeah, when you're talking about the filter, guys, it's for you. And we're still giving it you for an absolute steal. You just saw like how it was justified as over 12K. $1,000 is a joke for the value that you're getting. And honestly, a lot of the value is in that filter, guys. Like, you guys, a few of you, two or three of you were talking about this sort of community of guys. If we just let everyone in, I promise the guys that are trying to get into our communities, a lot of them, we have to turn them away. Even the free ones, we have to turn them away because they're just not the quality of guys that we want in this. So when we get into these higher tier programs, this one costing 4 or 5K, you don't want those unserious people and you don't want those lower quality people in. So we're giving you it at a steal, but then you're also benefiting from this barrier to entry so that you're not dealing with scrubs. It's like you want to go to the high-end club. You want to go there because the beautiful women are there. You want to go there because the high status guys are there. You want to go there because there are walls, there are barriers to entry, and then you get in there and it's an awesome party for you. If they just let everyone in, you wouldn't even want to go there, right? So that's one of the biggest factors.
Yeah, and just to give you an example, my client Dan, he joined me earlier this June. Not this June, sorry, earlier this January, not June. And really, this guy, when he joined in January, like he had like a crazy dry spell. He broke up with his girlfriend a few months ago and he didn't really have a system. And then after a few weeks inside the dating accelerator, he eventually met a girl that he dated out of the girls he was dating through the program. And now he's been with her for almost 6 months now. Almost 6 months. From beginning of February till now. From beginning of February till now, he's still dating her, and he met her through the coaching and the program and the dating accelerator. So really, if you want to get an amazing girlfriend, you want to get dates consistently, etc., like this is the program, and it doesn't get any better. You know, this is what you're getting, and you know, this system's work. I can guarantee you that. It's just up to you to take action on those and just implement. I guarantee you, if you show up on the call, if you watch the course, if you interact inside the community, we will get you results. And I'm going to keep helping you. I mean, you can come on the call every week, and I'm going to keep helping you. So Mark says
it
right
would
now,
be. Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
right now I only have 280 right now in my account. I live in a small town. That's fine. I mean, we'll find a way. DM me on Instagram. We can find a way. Look, the program is 997, but we have payment plans. Like, if you guys, I understand you guys don't have the best finances sometimes. I understand you guys like need help with that, and I'm willing to help you with that. So, the program is, let's say, 1K, 997. You can do, let's say, either you can split it in 3 times, or you can do 250 4 times, 250 monthly 4 times. You know, that's fine. We can do 250 4 times monthly. Just DM me, and we'll make it work. You know, I don't want money to be a limiter for this. I want, because I want to help you. Like I told you guys, like I honestly don't care about another 1K I mean, that's cool. 1K, cool. Maybe I'll buy another watch. I mean, this is an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. This is 30K. Like this is literally
That's
30K.
more than 1K. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not here to brag or anything, but I don't care. Like maybe, yeah, I'll buy another pair of shoe, or I'll go to a restaurant, a nice restaurant. Nice, cool. Okay, but it doesn't really change anything. I mean, I don't care, you know, at this point. So really, I'm here to make it easy for you to join and make it easy for you to just get help, you know. And Mark, look, if money is an issue, we can make it work. We can do 250 4 times, no problem, for example, and just DM me for that. And Eric told you that. So if you
Yeah.
guys have an issue with payment plans, just let me know. We'll sort it out.
Eric also did a little bit of math for us, and your figures must have been based on an old discount, Limo. The discount is even more ridiculous. It's actually 8% of the total, so it's 92% off. 92% off. Okay. Also, Trevor's in the program. He's a great client of ours in Calgary. He's living in the clouds in Calgary in a penthouse. I'm not here to shill, but I'm in the program and it's awesome. I'm just on the call because it's a great refresher. There's tons of material. So Trevor is here. Trevor shows up to all the weekly calls, and he's here too because he wants that extra value, because what we're providing is so valuable. And Trevor, you know, it's I appreciate that. We appreciate that. And you know, Trevor is speaking for himself. This is a client we've had for some time, a few months, and there you go.
Yeah, Trevor is an OG, man. Trevor showed up like every week for 2 months now. Shout out to Trevor. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you, and we want to keep helping you, Trevor. And Trevor, did you want to speak about something?
Yeah, I just like I said, I'm not here to shill, but I was out last night and this chick had her back to me, but she was really hot, right? And I had to do something. And you know, before he took the program, I probably would have sat there and done fucking nothing. But instead, next thing you know, I had this chick. She was totally engaged. She was totally in. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff different and better than I would have in the past. And it was great. So shout out to you guys. But I'm just here for the refresher.
Yeah. And I just want to show you kind of a behind the scenes of like whenever you sign up today, like as soon as you sign up, you get access to the whole course. So you have access to all the videos here. As you can see, it's not a scam. It's not some weird thing where, you know, you don't get anything. Like, no, you will get like everything. You know, you have all the videos, all the course. You have access to, I mean, you can click here and you have access to the circle. So you'll have an access to the mastermind that we have. You have access to the weekly calls as well that you can join. And you have the videos, and the videos are very deep. I mean, if I just open up one video like this one, the Bulletproof Approach System, like this is like, just this video is like a 60-minute video. And there's like dozens of these videos. They're very, very, very deep. We dive super deep into it. So Mark, you say, yeah, starting next month with the 250 plan. So Mark, it has to start this month though. Because this offer is only valid for the next 24 hours. So I'm going to send you a link if you want to start this month, then great. However, next month, I mean, it's not going to be for next month. Next month is going to be, you can start, but it's not going to be that price. it's gonna be higher ticket. So I'll send you a link. In the meantime, maybe Chris, you can answer some questions in the meantime. I'm just gonna prepare a link for everybody and do some things.
Sure.
Let's do a Q&A in the meantime. And Mark, stick with me, Mark. I'll send you something.
So guys, put your intelligent questions that are actually going to help everyone in the chat, or just, your specific question in the chat below right now. So I want to hear from you guys. Ron, Mark, Georgie, Zephyr, Christian, Abhishek, Trevor, if you want to ask anything, again, it's an extra Q&A. Pierre, Eric, Johnny, I know you guys have questions. You guys have been sat there for a while. I know that you've been sat there listening for a while, but I want you guys to participate. So go ahead, drop your questions in the chat, and Limo and I are going to answer them right now. And even if you want, we can unmute you, and you can maybe ask verbally. But go ahead. What questions do you have for us about dating, lifestyle, cold approach, social circle, or about the program, systems? Let us know in the chat below right now.
Yeah, Q&A. Just drop your questions and we'll answer them. And Mark, I'm just gonna send you a link with that. It's like a 250 monthly 4 times. So link with that offer with the special pricing.
Okay. I'm just gonna answer the questions. So so Abhishek is asking, texting tips, should we always start with openers? The start of the conversation is an opener. Whatever you say is an opener. I don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean like a fancy line, like a pickup line that you read in Men's Health or you read in the Mystery Method? Then not necessarily. No, it can be quite chill and relaxed. But whatever you say when you start a conversation is the opener. I can turn around and I can say, Butterfingers, what did Limo say? Tomatoes or something stupid like that. You can literally say tomatoes, and that's your opener. An opener is just the first thing that you say in a conversation. No, pickup lines like "you fell from heaven" or whatever like this is cheesy, is tacky. You can kind of look. If you're kind of advanced, you can do it in like a silly way. I do this sometimes. Like you do like a silly version of it to show that you get it. But you have to have good social skills to do that. Fuck pickup lines, dude. This is a joke. This is like little boy game. Don't be trying pickup lines. Like we'll show you the real thing in the program, not pickup lines, not like magic things like this. This is not the way to real success. Okay, so my question, Mark is saying, my question is how to get them to always respect you. Not everyone is going to respect you, dude. You have to choose to stick around with the people that will respect you. And you have to let go of the people that won't respect you. You can't bully people into respecting you. There are people that will never respect you. You could become president of the United States. For example, Donald Trump. There are plenty of people that don't respect Donald Trump. Plenty of people that don't respect Joe Biden or Obama. You could become a multi-billionaire, Elon Musk. There are people that don't respect him. It doesn't matter who you are. There are going to be people that do respect you and don't respect you. It's up to you to respect yourself and keep the people around that do respect you, and leave the people that don't respect you. Don't be butthurt. Don't be mad. Don't be bitter. Just leave them and just go your separate ways and stick around with the people that do respect you. You can't force people to respect you. Yeah. But you can build yourself up to becoming someone who more people and the kind of people that you want to be around are more likely to respect. Okay. Limo, do you want to ask your questions, or are you still working on links?
Yeah, no, I sent the link to Mark. So Mark, now you have the link, no excuse. I mean, you have $250 a month for 4 months. So you can join with that. And literally after you finish doing that payment, you'll get right away, you get your access. And if some of you need that payment, want to do that payment plan too, of $250 a month for 4 months, if I don't know, maybe your finances are not up to par or whatever, you can use the link I sent to Mark. Like it's only $250 for 4 months, and that way it's all good.
We have a good question here, Johnny. Yeah. Should I hide from women that I'm in dating and dating programs? What are your thoughts on that? And what if she finds out? What's my attitude as man on that? Thanks in advance. That's a good question, honestly. Some dating programs, yeah, they might be considered creepy or weird or manipulative or something like that. But honestly, it is a dating program, but it's the foundation is on personal development and communication. And everything is a frame at the end of the day in communication. So you're asking a communication question, right? So in communication, if there are two people in a communication, one is always reacting more than the other, right? So the person who's reacting less sets the frame. So in this situation, you want to set the frame so that what you're doing is cool. I think it's the coolest fucking thing in the world that I invest a ton of money every year on dating programs. By the way, Limo and I have a ton of coaches. We probably have more coaches than you guys. You know, Michael Jordan had 10 coaches at the top of his career. I have all sorts of coaches in every area of life. I have entrepreneurship coaches, dating coaches. You know, I have guys that are helping me learn how to coach, right? So as far as that goes, you want to set the frame that what you're doing is cool. It's awesome. You're learning how to become a higher value man. You're a man who invests in himself. This is what a 9 or a 10 out of 10 dude would do. He invests in himself, just like he reads books, just like he goes to the gym, just like he invests in his business and makes more money. All of these things. What you're doing is the coolest thing ever. Maybe slightly softly frame it in a way that's not so much dating or pickup. Just say it's personal development. It's about communication. It's about social economics, and it's about psychology. So you could do that.
Yeah, exactly. Mark, let me know when you completed it. I will send you the access. You said I agreed the link, so I don't know what does that mean. But I will give you access right away. I see Anthony as well. I don't know if it's Anthony as well has is kind of currently joining with the 250, but apparently the payment failed. I think you need to just approve first with your bank. I mean, because usually the bank is going to ask you, oh, is this, can you confirm this transaction? And then when you confirm, it will go through. So one thing I want to say, yeah, let me know your questions. I mean, Chris, you answered a lot of questions so far. Let me answer some questions. Do you guys have questions for me or any other question you want me to answer? Sorry, I was busy.
Eric and Zephyr. Eric and Zephyr had some questions, a few comments up, Limo.
I mean, it seems like they're talking with each other. Yeah. Eric.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, we're chatting. We have some stuff in common actually. I've done AI and digital signal processing, so it seems we have those in common. That's interesting.
Cool. So yeah, I see the payment didn't go through yet, Mark, but whenever it goes through, I will give you access. So just just let me know. Anthony as well. I don't know if Anthony is actually Mark or not, but there's a guy Anthony as well. Your payment failed for some reason. So I'm just trying to help you here. I mean, maybe it's your bank or something. You just need to approve it. Sometimes, you know, banks these days they ask for that. So the authentication. Eric, yeah, do you have a question, man? I see you raising your hand.
Yeah, so I got a question. It kind of involves it was after that receipt you sent with the Estonian girl. Since I'm into fashion photography, and then like you said earlier today about you told her your body looks artistic. Could I also use that after I'm done smashing a chick?
So 1 second, you're asking how would you also use that after smashing the chick, or who?
Could I also use that line? Like after I'm done smashing a chick, I say your body looks artistic, and then I take some photos.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. It's I mean, yeah, if you're a photographer, you can test it. Sometimes I used to say, for example, oh, you have some nice tattoo on your back if she has a tattoo, and I just want to take like an artistic shot, blah blah blah. Yeah, you can frame it like that. Like her body looks a bit like arts. You like the curves, etc. You just want to take a picture. We're not going to see her face, and you can take that picture. If that's what you want to do, yeah, you can do it.
That's what I wanted to clarify, because as I was going through the past several months of building my portfolio, and then I'm getting my approaches in while while waiting at the mall doing my delivery runs and whatnot. I'm like thinking, why don't I just use the photography angle with the ladies? And then after the receipt you sent yesterday, I'm like thinking this kind of kickstarted that curiosity of could I use the photography angle in this area with the ladies?
Yeah, you could.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, you could, and also you should use your photography skills and your photography gigs to build like kind of a list of contacts of models and photographers and people in your city that you can leverage for social circle as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely what I was that's what's been on my mind lately is that all the models that I've been shooting with and contacting with definitely building that social circle. Um especially there's like a few in San Diego actually who are looking to get another photo shoot in and are looking to at least use their downtime on the weekend to just hit up a club and I'm like, "Hey, why don't we go?"
Yeah.
Eric, one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Okay, one thing you want to be careful of though is like being the guy with the camera because there are so many guys that just get into like modeling photography that are just trying to get laid, and it becomes like a really sleazy, like tacky thing. So you have to have game. So many of those guys get into it because they don't want a cold approach, they don't want to build their game. And it's like kind of sleazy, it's kind of like tacky, and you should do it because you love it, and you should do it in conjunction with like sharpening your cold approach skills so that you don't become the creepy guy who just has a camera just because he wants to hit up the hottest girls, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that is already a standard. That's already a standard I have for myself because after like the can of worms that opened up with like, you know, Harvey Weinstein and Epstein, definitely am not going to shit where I eat, essentially. That's already like a standard of mine, not shit where I eat.
Definitely.
Like it's
guys,
like, you know, don't mix business with pleasure.
100%. Guys, the webinar is closing real soon. If you're serious, hit that link.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, I don't know what's happening with your bank. Just maybe you have a limit per day that you can spend, so you need to raise the limit on how much you can spend per day. Some cards have that. Maybe you need to authorize the payment, so you approve the payment and then it goes through. So it's one of those, man. Because if you have enough funds, it should work. And for the others, I mean, we have others. I mean, we have Johnny, Ron, Christian, Georgie. I mean, Eric, you're already in the program. Trevor, you're already in the program. A lot of you are already in the program. Zephyr, I mean, you know, all of you guys who are serious, just just join, and we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have weekly calls. You're gonna have lifetime access to the course, lifetime access to the community. It's gonna be incredible. It's gonna save you a lot of time. So yeah, let us know if you have some final questions or concerns or things you want me to go over real quick. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wrap it up. And I appreciate you watching this far, like being with us this far in the webinar, and sticking with us. So let me know if you have any final thoughts, anything. So Zephyr says, my question still remains, how do I get my money up? I am a student. Any side hustles you recommend? Well, there's many side hustles. It depends on your skills, but I think, you know, nowadays you can make I mean, depends on your skills, as I said, but honestly, like you can even as a freelance, like you editing videos or you doing appointment setting or you doing some type of thing like that, you can make 4 figures at least a month, you know, like at least 4 or 5 figures a month just by doing, you know, basic gigs. You know, you can I know some people like they make 20K a month just doing logos, like just creating logos for people. So really, I mean, you can do, it depends on your skills, but you can learn a high income skill if possible. Like you can learn sales, learn appointment setting, learn how to create engaging videos online or whatever. And then you have to either sell a product yourself, a service, or maybe become an affiliate of some service of some brand. We offer affiliate partnerships at Higher Self Circle. If you want to become an affiliate and promote our products in exchange for a commission, we do have that. So contact me for that if you want. But if you want to make money as well, like, yeah, learn high income skill and then, just sell that. So sell that high income skill. There's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to make more money online. This is not about, this is not the topic of the webinar here, but yeah.
Yeah, any dating questions, guys? If you guys don't have a perfect dating life, let's hear your questions because we're here. We're here right now to answer your questions.
Yeah, in literally in 3 minutes, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys, and then it's gonna be there's not gonna be this link again, number one. And if you want to do, especially if you want to do the 254 times, this is like a one-time link. I'm not gonna put this link anywhere else. Can I pay with PayPal? Yes, you can pay with PayPal too, Christian. I'm gonna send you the PayPal address, or actually in the link there's PayPal, bro. Like, look, if you go to the link, this is the link. And if you go here, pay with PayPal, but PayPal is only for the one-time payment. Now, if you don't want to do the one-time payments, then you can do also PayPal with the monthly payments. But honestly, it's mainly for the one-time payment. So I hope you can do the one-time payment with PayPal. So yeah, here's the link to join again, Chris. And basically, if you go at the bottom of that page, you can pay with PayPal. It's going to give you the PayPal link. And then you can pay the 997 on PayPal. USD. It's not in euros or pounds. It's USD. So it's actually, if you live in Europe, if you live in Munich or whatever, Munich, Germany, it's actually less than 997. So yeah, you guys can pay with PayPal. And if you need a payment plan, hit me up. I really want to make this frictionless for you guys. I want to make this very easy for those who are serious and you want to invest in yourself to get there. I want to make this very easy for you. I'm not here to make it difficult, So you guys let me know. I'm gonna wrap it up in 2 minutes. Christian, let me know if you found that that link to PayPal and if you're good. And if you join, we're gonna welcome you right away as well. I'm gonna stay 3 more minutes, just 3 more minutes, and we're gonna be wrapping up. Okay, Christian says, I am trying. Okay. Well, let me know if it went through or if you need help. Mark too.
Eric,
Mark.
Does Eric have a question?
Eric, I don't know. Zephyr, thanks.
Did I forget to raise? Oh, I forgot to lower my hand. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Georgie, thanks, man. Thanks for showing up. Mark, appreciate that. Well, it was great having you. Chris, just let me know, Christian, if you got that done, I will welcome you. Or if you have any trouble, I can help you. Pierre, Pierre too, let us know if you have any thoughts, any questions, anything we can help you with. And if you're not in the program yet, that's the link to if you want to join us and finally transform your dating life, get dates, get inside the circle, get inside an incredible community. This is the time, and there's not going to be a better offer, guys. There's really not. Like most of the people who join now, like they join at 4 or 5K. That's the price point at which they join. But you guys can join now at a much lower rate, and you will get a ton of results with this if you take action. So, so yeah, Christian, let me know if you tried, and otherwise I'll check on my end and welcome you. And yeah, the rest let us know, guys.
You guys are in a group right now with people that are already in the program saying it's awesome, and you're seeing people literally join the program before your
Chris,
eyes. They're taking advantage of it.
I just want to confirm Chris is in. So Chris, congratulations. Congratulations for investing in yourself today. It's going to be incredible. Super happy
Awesome.
for you and really happy to help you. We're gonna send you access right away. I mean, I think there's already an automation. I think so. So maybe you've already received an email for it. I'm gonna double check. Otherwise, I'm gonna give you access right away. Literally after I close the call, I'm gonna make sure you get access right away.